Hello everyone, welcome again. Now we are going to talk about some new topics related to your science and technology. So let's start the video. In this video, we are going to talk about some major points, and this is related to your distributed laser technology, like your blockchain mechanics, which is very important one in current days, and our digital Indian rupees, that is your CBDC, and your cryptocurrencies. There is another term which is related to your internet web evolution, and we also talk about the architecture of the web 3.0 versus the metaverse, and we include this point with your augmented reality and your virtual reality. We also talk about the new technology with your computing, data processing, that is your edge computing and cloud computing. Both are related to your data processing concept. So data processing latency, Internet of Things, which is very interesting topic, and the big data frameworks. So these are the topics that we are going to talk about inside this video. So your first term, the first thing is your distributed laser technology. You know that in the partial time, in a normal way, we are using our lasers, means there is a register or a copy that can be used for entry of debit and credits. So they are a written physical statements can be present over the laser. So we called it laser, physical laser. And now we are converting this physical laser into a online platform, or maybe we can say digital laser can be there. So this is the technology which is related to your laser. We called it distributed laser technology. A digital system for recording the transactions. A digital system for recording the transactions access multiple node, means computers. So as I tell you, in a partial time, or maybe we can say in old time, we are normally using the one thing that physically we are giving the entry of debit and credits. But now we want to convert it into a digital platform. So this is your digital platform. Multiple nodes mean multiple computers. You are adding this data. So if you are distributed this data into multiple devices, so you can say there is a no central authority. That is a big concept. You might be simply can say if you distribute the data, so how many computers that can be having this data, so that can be distributed in multiple access. That's why no one is the authority of this data, because everyone have the access of it. So basically the rule behind it is your decentralization, because in current days this can be a very big problem that the big market companies, or maybe we can say the big giants, are using this thing, and they are including with the centralization of system. So they are having the control of overall data. But now we are going to talk about the centralization of decentralization. Then in this decentralization, the every participant has a copy of the laser. It means in partial time only one member can have the access, but now you distributed the data, and that's why multiple member have to be go with the access point. So this is your distributed level of your laser. We called it decentralization of the database. So what is the features behind it? So the first feature, most important one, your decentralization. So there is a no single controlling entity. We want to do it because this can be helping in for more security of the data. Also there is a transparency. If multiple person have the access, they have the control data, so more transparency can be there. So all participant can verify the records. There is a immutability also. So once recorded, data cannot be altered, because many persons have this access of data. So you can change in one computer, that cannot the change data into every computer. If you want to change the data, change the entry, you have to go for change in every computer, and that is very much in number. That's why it is not physically possible. So basically, if you once recorded the data, this cannot be altered easily. Then there is a more security, because your data can be ensured with your cryptography. So cryptography is the encryption code, how your data can be more secured. So by the decentralization, we found this feature. We also talk about the DLT, means distributed laser technology, how many type of it. So the first thing is the most important one, which is your blockchain. In current days we talk about the most one, that's why it is the most popular technology related to it. And blockchain is such a technology which can be very interesting, and that's why UPSC is always interested to ask the question from blockchain. Already that can be present in your prelims. The second thing is your directed acyclic graph, that is DAG, and the next one is your hash graph. So we are using these three things. Now you have to clear in your mind the first thing, that distributed ledger technology is not only depend on your blockchain. Blockchain technology is only the part of data security. So when you go for the decentralization of the data, there is a one thing, one application, that is your blockchain. But blockchain is not only the application for it. So we called it, there is a direct acyclic graph also there, and hash graph is also there. So we can make different type of the things. Next one, if we talk about this blockchain, this one is a most talkable topic. So it is a type of your DLT, distributed ledger technology, where data is stored in blocks which is linked with the chain. This is a very interesting topic. Like if we talk about the blockchain technology, so block means there is a cube, and cube like a structure, that block having your data. So basically our data can be stored inside a block. Clear? But your data can be distributed into multiple blocks, and these multiple blocks are connected into a chain. So if a first block is running towards any side, then all the blocks can follow the path. So there is a more data security, because if you change one block structure, this can change entire chain. So that can be creating a very good thing, because you can easily access the nature of that anyone can be harsh your data or not. So data is more secured and no one can go to break it easily. That is the most powerful technology known as your blockchain tech. So if we talk about a blockchain, so it is a transaction initiated and broadcast to the network, verified using the consensus of the mechanism, added to a block. This one be also added to a block, and block linked using the cryptographic hash. Hash means the side. So one side is always attached with other side. So if you change one, already the link can be also changed. This is known as your cryptographic hash. And added to a chain permanently, they are always connected in a chain. That's why we get the name blockchain technology. So if I'm talking about the type of blockchain, that is your public, open, that is your Bitcoin and Ether. Your Bitcoin one, which is the most common one, and your Ethereum. Ethereum is another thing which can be similar to your Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is the most common example, but Ethereum is also there. So that is your public one. But if we talk about the private concerns, there is a controlled access, and consortium means a group of some member can be utilization of data. So this is your group controlled. What are the advantages? So this is a trustless system. No need for intermediate, means you can go with it very easily. Data is most secured. So you don't go with the need of any intermediate, and also this can be more secure and tamper proof. Tamper proof means no one can go to the change the data, and it is using in cost detection also. If we talk about the limitation, so there is a high energy consumption with the system. This is the limitation, because high powerful systems can be required for using this kind of the technology. So that can also have the more utilization of your current and energy. So this is again a very limited one thing limitation, but we have lots of the advantage and use of your blockchain. Next one, if I'm talking about the cryptocurrency, as already I tell you, cryptocurrency is the most useful method by the blockchain, or maybe we can say the best example of blockchain technology is your cryptocurrency. So basically cryptocurrency is your digital currency which have totally a digital record, cannot be present with your physical state. So the all exchange can be done with the most secured technology of blockchain, and people can exchange the money with the form of cryptocurrency. So it is your digital and virtual currency. Virtual currency means there is no physical state of possible, and it is secured by your cryptography. So most secured one, operated by blockchain technology, and there is a decentralization transaction, means every user can use this kind of the payment method cryptocurrency. It is decentralized, which is the most common feature. Limited supply, yes, because Bitcoin, many countries cannot be using right now Bitcoin, or maybe you can say they cannot allow to use it. There is a limitation, like 21 million people are using this. So Bitcoin 21 million, the total worth. If we talk about this one, so it is P2P transaction, and P2P transaction means direct person to person, because already there is a mention word, no intermediate is required in blockchain technology. So if no intermediate, you can directly exchange the money with peer-to-peer. So peer-to-peer means person to person transaction can be there. If we talk about the example, the first one is your Bitcoin, the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, that is the smart contracts platform. Ethereum is also similar like Bitcoin, and that is Ripple and Litecoins. Many other things are came after your Bitcoin. If we talk about advantage, so it is the fast cross-border payment, financial inclusion, and low transaction cost. Because no intermediate, so it can reduce the cost of transaction also. If we talk about the risk, because it can rise some risk if the total payment method, total currency is present in a virtual and digital platform. So there is a high risk of the data leak, or maybe we can say cyber attack. So when we talk about the risk, there is a price violation. So price is always change for your Bitcoin. So this is the price volatility. This is the big problem. Cyber fraud and hacking, that can always have a risk, and it is used in illegal activity because there is no control, because no central authority, no control above your Bitcoin exchange. User to user, peer to peer transaction can be there. So this can be used for many type of the bad thing. And you might be listen about one thing that is known as your dark web, and we talk about it that dark web have different kind of the bad activity contracts, and every contract have the payment in the form of Bitcoin. So there is a concern which is related to your Bitcoin that it can be used by any type of the hacker and bad activity also. So this is illegal activity framework, and also there is a lack of regulation because no central authority, so no regulation is possible. So this is again a big problem with your cryptocurrency. Now, if I am talking about our Indian one, so our RBI bank launches a one digital rupee for India, and this is our Indian digital rupee. So Reserve Bank of India launches it, which is known as your CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. With the same method that can be followed by your cryptocurrency, we have our this digital one, CBDC. This is known as your Central Bank Digital Currency. So it is a digital form. It is a digital form of flat currency issued by the central bank. So central bank issuing this, so fiat currency in the form of digital one. In India, it is issued by your RBI. What is the example for it? So there is only one, that is your digital rupee. So we launch our digital rupee. And type of CBDC, so if we talk about how we can use it, so the first thing that can be used in your retail, like for general public. Retail means for exchange of money in purchasing of anything. So for the general public, and like your digital cash, like currently you are using the online platform for the payment for purchasing anything. So you are giving the payment in the form of QR code. So we are using this in the form of digitally total. So the public general person can be used this retail, and the one thing which is have to be with your business partners means wholesale CBDC. So this can be related to bank and financial institutions. Basically you are providing the loan and all the type of exchange for anything. The huge money can be transferred. So this is by your bank and financial institutions can be using your CBDC. So this is the use of your CBDC. Next one. What is the feature, benefit and challenges? This is the main important point because this is a very talkable topic right now. Already UPSC asked lots of the question in many past years. So they are related to your blockchain. But now CBDC is the new thing. That's why maybe there is a question in your examination with this part. And that can be always related to your limitation and benefit challenges. So let's talk about that. So your CBDC is legal tender, as the same way your cash money have a legal tender. So this one is also a legal tender. as your physical money. It is it is backed by RBI, so it is launched by RBI, and it can work offline. It can work offline. So if we talk about the settlement, though this one gives you the faster settlement because easy exchange the money by online platform. But if we talk about the benefits, so it reduce the cash handling cost. No one have to carry always a cash. It improve the payment efficiency because easily you can done the payment, no problem for the change. They promote the financial inclusion, that is the main thing. And the last one is your better monetary policy transmission. So better monetary policy transmission, this is your main thing. And monetary policies you can be read in your economics, that is related to your banking system and the payment method in India. Now we talk about the challenges. These are the main important things related to your CBDC. The first thing, if it is a digital money, so always there is a privacy concerns because everybody is belongs to with digital currency and it is totally decentralized. So every people have the access, user can have the access. So it create the problem of privacy. And if the data is distributed decentralized, so always there is a risk for cyber security risk because no central authority to manage it. So there is a cyber security risk. It can have impact on banking system because your banking always doing one thing, that you deposit your money and they can use this money for investment and many things. So basically the cash flow can be reduced. So our entire banking system can be interrupted, or maybe we can say have a big cause impact. Last one, this is the most common one, digital divide. You know that what is the meaning of digital divide? So digital divide means there is a certain large number of people in India who does not know about the digital currency, and this kind of the thing is already a big word for normal people who cannot study about this specifically. So I'm talking about in India those people who don't know about the utilization of computer, or maybe we can say they don't have the knowledge of digital world. So basically in India that is the huge number. Like you people are studying about this, so you know about this, you know about the use of it, but the lots of the member cannot also know about it, that there is a digital currency form can be there also. So even they don't have the information about it. So the Indian people can be divided into two categories. One have the knowledge of digital currency and one don't have the knowledge of digital world. I'm talking about the digital world. It means they are not using any kind of the digital platforms. So basically that is your digital divide. So digital knowledge with one, digital knowledge cannot be with someone. So this is known as your digital divide. And if the major people cannot be know about it, how it can be more useful? Because very limited people have the knowledge, so they are only using it. But if a service cannot be used by maximum persons or maximum people of any country, this cannot be get very great benefits. Clear? So this is a big problem with your digital currency. This is your digital divide. Now I'm talking about the blockchain in India. We are also have a little bit impact of it. So there is a government initiatives. So Digital Rupee pilot by the Reserve Bank of India. So Government of India launches its own CBDC. This is the Digital Rupee on the basis of blockchain. So blockchain in land record, we are using this. Means our land record can be made with blockchain technology, so we can make it more secure. There is a supply chain management, and we are using our blockchain technology in e-governance services. Means all the services in online platform that is provided by your government, that is under the blockchain technology. Now we talk about the regulatory stand, because there is a problem always related to regulation. So we are also talking about the regulatory stand some point. So cryptocurrency, it is not banned in India, but regulated, taxed after 30%. So India is not totally ban your cryptocurrency, but there is a high amount of tax be there, 30% tax. So Indian people cannot be use this. So this is very tough. So regulation management cannot be there. So we are balancing it by applying the high amount of tax. 30% tax. CBDC promoted as safe alternative because CBDC is Indian rupee. So why you can give the investment in your foreign country money. So basically we launch our system, so you can go with this one. So this is the simple thing. This is tax free. This is 30% taxed. Application of the blockchain. So we are using it in your banking and finance, for the supply chain data, for healthcare sector, because we are using the AI system with your healthcare, and this AI system have a data that is secured by your blockchain. There is a voting system, which is most useful method for data security, and smart contracts. They are related to your blockchain methods. Now we are going to talk about web evolution. This is already very interesting topic, very important topic, because there is a many years are going on where we are talking about the web 3.0, but it is not still with us due to some reasons and due to some concerns. But UPSC is always interested to ask the question from this web 3.0. So already some question can be in your examination. There is maybe the new one. So you have to be clear with the concept. You know that if I'm saying that this web 0.1, or maybe we can say web 1.0, this is your past. So when you are starting phase, you are in the starting phase and just using your internet services. So there is internet services web platform that we are using 1.0, and that is your read only. And what I mean by this read only, you might be listen about one thing that is known as your Wikipedia. So if you open the page of Wikipedia, you just do one thing, that go on that page digitally and you can just read it. You cannot give your comment on that, not give your suggestion, and you cannot edit the information which is present over the page. So basically you have a register where you are making physical note. That kind of the note is only present in digital platform. You does not have any chance to change or give a suggestion. This is your read only platform, that is your web 1.0. So we are using this in very starting the period of 1990s. It is your static websites. Static website means they are fixed data one, so no interaction can be there. So there is no interaction is possible. So user could only consume the information, means you can only read the information, not write. So information sharing from one way. Information sharing is only from one way. It means the page provide you the information, you can just read it but not change it. So one way direction. There is a page you give and they can give you the information in the form of digital form. Okay? So this is your web 1.0. But this is the big problem, read only one. We also want to do one thing, interaction is possible hona chahiye, and that's why we are using this web 2.0. So when we talk about this web 2.0, this is the present one. We are using it in present. Clear? So this can give you the facility of read and write also. And write means you give the suggestion, you can change the information according to you, and user have some thing in your hand that you can use your entire information also change it. But there is a most powerful thing can become with your web 2.0, that is your write only with your interaction platform. So many people can interact by using this web 2.0. So this can be used presently from 2000 to present. There is a interactive platforms, user generated content. It means your social media. This is your social media platforms, that is interactive platforms like your social media and collaboration. So your Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all that things that can be with you. So this is the best example for your web 2.0. There is a participation, centralization, platform, control data. And if I am talking about line, centralized platforms control data. So this is the problem related to your web 2.0. As we are using this 2.0, this is the very good one. It can solve all the problem related to your first version, but there is a big problem can be came. Some big companies, big platform control your data, and in current days, data is the biggest currency. because this data is exchanged by a company to other company, and it can be used for promoting the different kind of we can say promotions. So lots of the ad can be come into your content, come into your social media platform that can be shared by other countries, big companies. So our companies can be having some data like your Facebook, which is known as Meta right now. So this one is the biggest giant platform which have the million trillion people data in itself, and that data is shared by the different companies in the world, and that companies are using this platform data and using it for providing you the ad of any task, any product. So this is the big thing. And when one company have overall control of the data, so this can might be creating a one problem. Why the only one company have the data? Maybe this can misuse it. So one giant company or maybe one or two major giant companies have the major data. So this is your centralization platform. That's why the data cannot be more secure, because there is two concerns. The first one, maybe that company using it in a bad platform, or maybe it can be shared with something else. So there is a misuse of data. And the second thing, only one company have the data, and if hacker can attack on that, so the overall data can be lapsed in instantly. So one platform be hacked and the all data can be gone. So this kind of the issues can be related with 2.2. So the different word, lots of the people can talk about the futuristic web 3.0 that can be present in future, and this can solve our problem of this centralization, because this one is based on your blockchain. So this is your future one. So this is based on your blockchain technology, and especially decentralization of the data can be happen. So user have the authority to secure your data. It means your data can be secured in the form of blockchain, but that cannot be present with one centralized system or server that can be distributed in many nodes in many computers. So this is your web 3.0. It gives you the read, write and own web possibility. Own web means you are designing the creation. You are the designer of any creation. So it is your next generation of the internet based on the blockchain, AI and decentralization. So these are the important feature related to it. There is a ownership, and decentralization means user have the ownership, not only one company. And decentralization, so data cannot be present in one server, that is divided into many nodes. So this is your web 3.2. But some concerns is already there, that is a regulation. You know that if one company is there having the overall data, so they can manage some rule and secure it. But regulation can be done only by one company. But if you can distribute the data into multiple node, who can control the data and how you can make a regulation? So you have to provide a one person regulation authority. And if you provide again the regulation authority to one person, this can again be centralized. So how you can go with the decentralization? Because they can increase the risk of data misuse and lapsing. So this kind of the concerns is always related to your web 3.0. That's why we talk about it for many previous year, but currently we are not applying it. But this one is futuristic. If we solve the problem, then we can obviously use it. Clear? So this can have the blockchain, which is the most secured technology right now for data security. So this is your web. Now we are talking about especially your web 3.0. So what are the features? So the first feature related to your decentralization of data. So no central authority is there. There is a data ownership by user. So user have the ownership of the data. There is a semantic web. So machines understand the data. Basically AI system. This is your AI generation of machine learning. And this is your trustless system, means no authority of the any data can be required. So this can be delivered P2P transaction method. So this can provide you the ownership, privacy and transparency. If we talk about the best use, so the best use is your metaverse, and this one is a most important word. UPSC is always interested to ask the question from metaverse also. So already there is a question in UPSC in previous year. So what is the metaverse? Means digital platform, digital creation of the platform, and there is a virtual thing can be present in same place. So it is a virtual 3D digital world where the user interact using avatars. Means you are present somewhere which can be created virtually. Like we are present in this physical world, but if we are create a digital world and we can launch our avatar, means our digital avatar into that, and maybe you are seeing that your Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp can make your image in a form of emoji, or maybe that is your avatar, so look like similar to you, but that is digitally photograph of you, and that can be present in virtual world. So 3D virtual world, there is you cannot physically present, but you are in there in the form of your avatar. This is your metaverse. We talk about immersive internet experience, because this can be very interesting, very immersive. So this word is very important one, immersive internet experience. What is the example? There is a meta platform, Roblox and Fontaine. So these kind of the impact can be related to your metaverse. Now I am talking about the augmented reality and virtual reality. Yes, this is again very important part, because UPSC already asked the question from this part, and you have to understand very clear concept with augmented reality and virtual reality. If I tell you in a very simple way, what is the basic difference between both of them? This both word have the reality. Reality means there is an experience of something that can be there with us. So reality means that everything can be present near to us, that is reality. But one is virtual reality and one is your augmented reality. Means what you think that can be present with us or not is your reality. So with us, that is your reality, but that is a virtual reality. It means you are experiencing something that cannot be physically happen in this world, but you think like that, you feel like that this can be with you. It means you are wearing a virtual glass, and that can shift you into an entire virtual place, and you think about this that place owns by you, with you. It means you are present virtually in that place. So we can create an entire virtual world, and just by the helping of some glasses and technology, we are shifting you into that place. So that place is not physically with you, not really with you, because that is virtually created, but you feel like that this can be present with you. This is your virtual reality. So there is no physical world is there. Actually there is nothing, but you feel like that that place belongs to you. Clear? But we talk about augmented reality. So augmented world is always related to the betterment of any service. Like you have a place, you have a bedroom, but you think about this, your room can be happen this kind of the curtain, this kind of the design, this kind of the study table. So virtually you are creating an image in your mind. So actually your room is there. So physical room is there, and you want to make it better. You want to make it better what you have now. So augmented reality is something like that which cannot change your reality, means that cannot change your physical world. So your room is there and you want to make it better. Designing of the room can be happen. So this is known as your augmented reality. Clear? So the first word related to your augmented reality, the first word, and that is called add digital element to the real world. So this is the most important line. This is the most important line. Augmented reality never be losing, never be deleting your real world. It can always add digital element to this. Clear? Next one, it can enhance the real environment. Clear? So your room is there, but you have to feel that it can be changed virtually. So this is your augmented reality. If we talk about Pokemon Go, Instagram and Snapchat filter are the best example. So you just open your camera and you are facing like that, your face have some flower, your head have some crown, and this kind of the reality can be added with you. So you are real, augmented means betterly feel. So this can be your Snapchat filter. It can be used in education, it can be used in healthcare, and it can be used in retail sector. We are using it more in retail sector, but now with health and education, because health and education provide you the three-dimensional diagram which can have a better understanding. Now we are going to talk about this one, which is your virtual reality. So virtual reality, it create a fully immersive virtual environment, fully virtual environment. So there is no real world. So no real world is there. It can remove all the real thing, totally digitally created. It require the headset, and also headset means your glasses, because with the form of technology, like if you are seeing in the screen, like you are going with the see the movie of 3D, so you are basically wearing a sunglass, or maybe we can say 3D glass, and 3D glass you are wearing that cannot remove the entire space of that hall theater. But if you are going with your augmented reality to virtual reality, so augmented reality, that glass increase your experience into 3D form. But if you are wearing your headset, so this can be close entire your eye space and you cannot see the real world, because then you are entered into a virtual world. So you need a headset. There is example of Oculus Rift, this kind of the glass, you see the image, this kind of the thing can be there. And VR gaming system. So VR gaming system are there. So it can be used in gaming, military training, which is known as your stimulators. So we are using it for stimulators, and simulation method is there. So this is your simulation method, means you are having a training of aircraft, driving. Right now we are using this kind of the service in driving also. So learn driving, military, air force training, all that, airplane, and also with the gaming, this kind of the thing can be happen with us. So this is your virtual and augmented reality, very, very important one. Now we are going to talk about cloud computing. This can be very, very interesting, because cloud computing is a such experience of your data utilization, which can give you the authority to access it any device and in any place. So always a physical device never be carry with you for your data access. This is your cloud computing. So I'm talking about this. This is your delivery of computing services. There is a storage, processing, software over the internet. So this can be software with over the internet, but the most important thing, data is processed in centralized data center. So basically your data is present with a centralized system, and you can log in and access this data from any place with any device. So this is the best use of your cloud computing. If I'm talking about the example, like your Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, and Amazon Web Services, what are the key features related to it? So it is on demand, scalability is there, it can be used for many scales, cost effective, like pay as you go. It means whatever amount of the space you need, that you pay for it, no excess payment can be there. So you can make a limitation, and this can be a centralized processing, because your data is centralized, so you can access it from anywhere. What are the advantage? So high computing power, easy data backup and recovery, because our mobile phone have some photos and we have this sync with your cloud computing system or Google Cloud. So you can just enter your email ID to another phone and access your photos again, because this is a very good service, cloud computing. Global accessibility, so you can access it from globally, but there is some limitations, like there is a high latency, like data travel long distance, because if you are using it from any place, this can be creating some latency, some time there. Require stable internet, so fast internet have to be there. And also privacy concerns, because centralized data always have the privacy concern, you know about it, we already talk about this point. Now if I'm talking about this benefit of cloud computing and your services, so actually your cloud computing provide you these three kind of the service, which can be IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. The first one, infrastructure as a service, because for utilization of cloud computing, you have to build an infrastructure, like Amazon Web Series, your Google Cloud, these can be the infrastructure. Without infrastructure, you cannot get the service. So some major infrastructure with it. Second one, there is a platform as a service, like you have a Gmail ID. you have a Gmail ID, or maybe we can say you have a Facebook account. So your Facebook account, your Instagram account is digitally present. So that is the infrastructure where you have a platform particular, there is your data. But you have to go with your login ID and password and access this data from any point. So you are using the platform. And when we talk about the software as a service, so your mobile phone have some specific application software like your Gmail, like your Hotmail, like your one thing that is known as your Outlook mail. And these kind of the application can be present with your physical device, but you can go another device on that application and you can access your data again. So there is some software making, there is some platform making like your social media, and there is some infrastructure like your cloud computing. So basically making cloud by any service. So this is your services. But what are the benefits that we gain? The first thing, quality control, increased collaboration, insights, mobility, because you can easily transfer the data, flexibility for access to anywhere. There is a good security, but always there is a risk. There is always a risk with security due to centralization, but it is very, very cost saving because you are giving only that space money which you are using. No extra can be there. Now, I'm talking about the one thing which is known as your edge computing, and this can be related to your data processing. As your cloud computing say, you have to secure your data into a cloud virtual platform. Why? By the payment, you are just accessing that cloud, and that is using to access you the data from any place. That is something like cloud computing. But edge computing related to your data processing. So basically your data processing have a very lengthy time period. So this can reduce it, because if you are going with some concern solutions of any data, so data crunching and processing can be done by your nearby device. So near your physical device, if data is processed, that cannot be shifted toward your server. So first you can send your data to server, they can crack it, they can solve it, then you can send and receive the information about it. But directly your data can be solved nearby device, and this can be easily received by you. So there is less latency and fast data processing. This is your called edge computing. So basically this is related to your data processing happen the near data storage device. So this is called as your edge service. Near data device, you can solve it. Example, processing in smart camera instead of clouding. So basically you are processing in smart camera, not with the system. What are the key features? Because if you are solving the data in nearby device, so there is low latency, less time is needed. Real time processing exactly in front of you, you can have a monitoring. Reduced bandwidth uses, no high internet can be needed, and this can be centralized. So this can be solved the problem of risking the data. Also there is some advantage, like it have the faster response, and the faster response means low latency. Better real-time application, it means you have a real-time processing, and improved privacy, local processing, just because of there is a decentralization. But there is a limitation. First, limited computing power, because there is a limited power is there. Complex infrastructure, you have to build a different infrastructure for it, and this can be increase your efficient cost. So higher investment cost in these kind of the devices. This is a big limitation. Now, if I'm talking about the data processing latency, what I mean, latency means the time taking for giving the data and receiving the information from it. So this is your latency, the time delay between the data generation and response. Like you are clicking the button of any file in internet to download. So after clicking, the how much time it take to download your file into the device, this is your latency. So type of latency, there is a first one which can be network latency, data transfer delay. It means you are using 4G in compared to 5G. So 4G take more time, 5G take less time. So that is network. But there is a device processing also. This can be related to your computation of delay. It means if you are using a device which have a very less processor speed, or maybe we can say currently you are using 2 GB RAM for processing the data in compared to it needed the 8 GB RAM. So heavy devices, best performance is there due to its performing power. So delay is there due to the device and delay is there due to your internet connection. That can be related to it, but there is a very importance in daily life because this can be used in your autonomous vehicle. Autonomous vehicle means auto driving system can be there, and this can be done with your edge computing. So latency have to be reduced for this. Healthcare monitoring, like there is a robotic surgery and monitoring of the health, it means there is a lots of test can be conducted with your AI and computation. There is online gaming where high speed response can be needed. So we can say high speed response is needed in this category. So we are using edge computing. So edge computing reduce the latency significantly. So this is the use. Next one. If we talk about IoT, what is your Internet of Thing? If I tell you in a very simple way what is IoT, UPSC ask the question related to this IoT. IoT is basically something like that where you make an internet network. It means you making a network for exchanging the data and information, and this can be present with machinery. So one machine can be coordinated with second machine. Like if you are wearing a smartwatch that can be connected with your mobile phone, and if someone call you, so that call is basically related to your mobile phone, but your device can also give you the notification and ring and sound that your phone have to be a call, and you give the response of that call from your phone also and your watch also. It means your call is not your mobile phone, but that is a device which can be connected directly with your mobile phone. So your device, wearable device, your smartwatch can give all the responses related to your mobile phone. So when one electronic device can be connected with other electronic device, so there is a major network. So one machine can be coordinated with other machine. Clear? So this kind of the simple thing can be there. This is known as your IoT, Internet of Thing. So this is the network. This is the network of physical devices connected to the internet and that collect and exchange the data. So basically machinery are doing this, exchanging the data between them. What are the example? The best example is smart home. As I tell you, UPSC already asked the question that is related to your smart home. So basically UPSC give a lengthy statement and that can be related to your home, smart home, where one machine can be coordinated with other one. So there is a second thing, as I tell you the example of wearable bands, smartwatches and your industrial sensors, like opening the gate, switching off the light, switching on the light, this kind of the industrial sensors are there. If we talk about what components we need, so first we need the electronic devices which can be based on your sensors or maybe actuators. So sensors based devices have to be there. There is an internet connectivity because this can be local one but fast internet like 5G. Data processing in the form of your edge and cloud, and you know that both are the better one, but edge one is the better because cloud can be done the processing of data in cloud server, so it take more time, high latency, but your edge computing process the data near to the device, so this is the measure having less latency, measure speed can be there. So betterly you can use your edge computing, and there is a user interference. Clear? So user interface means you are the user. So basically you are applying the things in your daily life, and that can be connected with your data processing, connectivity and devices. By this you can make a smart home, and that can machinery can be coordinated to each other. So this is your IoT. Next one, the role of edge and cloud in IoT. So what is the role of edge and cloud in IoT? So you know that edge computing help you the real-time processing. It is the fast processing, basically real-time processing, and cloud is helping in data storage and analytics. If we talk about the big data framework, so this is again a very interesting topic, big data framework, and this is known as your 5V concept. We called it 5V concept. 5V concept. So it is an extremely large database that cannot be processed by traditional system. It means if you can increase the data, like there is a role of AI system in healthcare. So if you are using the data of healthcare system, so billion trillion people which can be related to a specific disease, and that having the symptom of that disease, you are providing the large data into a computer. And when your computer cannot be able to process this kind of the data, you need a very specific type of supercomputer designed for crunching the data. So when a data can be very big, normal computer cannot be doing the crunching of that data. So you need a very specific and fast computer, basically a supercomputer. Because you know that supercomputer are designed for a specific purpose. So this is known as your big data framework. This is related to your 5V concept. This is volume, velocity, variety, and veracity and value. So value, veracity, and variety, and your velocity and your volume. This is the 5V concept. So this is known as your big data framework. This can be simply tell you, if normal traditional system cannot be utilize any data, this is known as big data, and big data need different kind of the framework where you can use this kind of the thing. Clear? So these features can be present with your computer for data crunching. This is known as your big data framework. Now this topic is over and this is your PYQ. As already I tell you, the UPSC asked the question from IoT, and there is a large statement can be present with us. So basically this is a statement: when the alarm of your smartphone ring in the morning, you wake up and tap it to stop the alarm, which cause your geyser, open your geyser, switching on automatically. The smart mirror in your bathroom shows the day, weather, and a grocery from your refrigerator for making the breakfast. It recognizes the shortage of stock in it and place an order for the supply of fresh grocery item. When you step out of the house, the lock of the door, all lights, fan, geyser, and AC machines are get switched off automatically. So basically machines are coordinated to each other. So this is the statement which is related to your IoT. Clear? So this is the statement which is related to your IoT. Clear? This is your IoT platforms. Next one. With reference to software as a service, as I tell you, software as a service, this is cloud computing. Cloud computing service. Consider the following statement. So software as a service, buyers can customize the user interface and can change the data file. Right one. SaaS user can access their data through their online mobile device. Yes, you can use it by your mobile device. Outlook, Hotmail, Yahoo Mail are the form of SaaS. All three statements are the correct one. You know it. We already take that example. Next one. If we talk about the context related to your digital technology, consider this one. Augmented reality stimulate the environment in created and the physical world is completely shut down. So you know that augmented reality cannot be shut down the complete real world. So this is a wrong statement. Virtual reality images generated from a computer and projected onto real life object or surrounding. This is again a wrong statement because virtual reality create the virtual world. So both are the wrong one. Actually they are interchange between the word. Second one is your augmented reality and first one is your virtual reality. Next one. Augmented reality allow the individual to be present in the world and improve the experience using the camera of a smartphone and PC. You know it. This is the correct one. And VR means your virtual reality closes the world and transposes an individual, providing the complete immersion experience. As I tell you, this is the most important word. So this is again the correct statement. So third and fourth is the correct one. So this is again third and fourth one. Next, With reference to the Web 3.0, consider the following statement. So Web 3.0 technology enable people to control their own data. Yes, decentralization, own web. Web 3.0 world, there can be blockchain based social media work. Yes, this can be there. And Web 3.0 is operated by user collectively rather than a corporation. Yes, all three statements are correct. So these are some PYQs related to this topic, and maybe you have the better understanding of it. And this is your last PYQ. But I give you this question for your practice, and you have to read this video, talk about all the content that it have, and after knowing about it, you have to comment the answer of this question in the comment box. So thank you very much.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.